As more on this added zodiac signs on our WB students and staff's reactions on this change.
According to Space Place NASA, an ignored constellation named Ophiuchus is a new zodiac sign. Many websites say that this will change your zodiac sign, and few say that it will not change your zodiac sign. Because the constellation has been known for so long, it was just ignored by astronomers. Ophiuchus is a big constellation that takes up even more time than the Sagittarius constellation. Here are our WBHS students and staff's negative and positive opinions about the new zodiac sign.
I feel like it's kind of cool, like, just to, like, know that they're changing, like, think that they're, like, it could really mean something for everyone else. I'm an Aries.
Are you aware that right now you would now be a Pisces?
I feel like, well, I've always been an Aries, well, obviously, but, like, it's always pertained to me. Like, when I would read stuff online, it always, like, said exactly, like, who I am and, like, what I was. So I feel like it'd be weird knowing that I was a Pisces then, and, like, just, like, everything about me would kind of change because, like, I feel like I'm not a Pisces. I feel like I am an Aries. So it'd be weird.
Miss McGuire talked about it in astrophysics a lot last year because, you know, it's, like, about the Earth's movement, the precession. So it's, like, been changed. It's not like everyone's just like, ooh, sun switch up, you know?
No.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aries.
Are you aware that now you're a Pisces?
No. Why am I a Pisces?
Because of the new zodiac sign that was added.
That's different. I don't want to be a Pisces. My name is Aries. Why do I want to be a Pisces? That's messed up.
What do you think about the new zodiac sign being added?
I don't like it because that ain't what my own name is, Aries. I'm a Pisces. I mean, damn. I quit.
I don't know if that's possible.
My zodiac sign actually didn't change. I'm still a Pisces, but I know a lot of people whose did, and I don't know. I don't know the science behind it, but I mean, I didn't change, so I'm like fine. I don't really know why there's a new one. I didn't really look into it, but I mean, she's here, and she's ready to change people's zodiac signs, just not mine.
The whole thing with those zodiac signs is that they're not real. So let me just say this real quick. If those were real, that would mean that everybody who shares the sign would have something in common. So that means, like, if a million people or whatever my new one is, Gemini, I should be able to predict something about all those people, but that's just not real life. So I don't really care what I am according to that because it's not real. So
I am aware of the new sign of Theseus, and honestly, it's kind of changed my life. So finding out the new zodiac sign switched is really scary because I'm a Gemini. Like, I will always be a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. It matches me, and that's just who I am. But finding out that I am now a Taurus, it's kind of bewildering. Makes me feel bad. Makes me feel sad as well because, like, I've always been a Gemini, and I don't know how to feel about being a Taurus.
This is Melanie Sakura with your new Zodiac News. Reporting for Laker Update.
The switch from half days to early release days has been very controversial. Reporter Morgan Grantling has an exclusive interview with Mr. Watson on why this change happened.
With the recent change from marathon days to short Mondays, we'll see what students and teachers think of it.
I feel like they're fun because it's like shorter and we can go home early every month.
They've been productive because those short days, from the students' perspective, you guys probably love that. Well, maybe with the shortened class periods, but for teachers, we stay, as you know, the remaining hour, and we meet in groups of teachers to discuss important matters, and so that's been good. I've enjoyed them. I think overall I like them. Yes.
Okay, so what do you think about short Mondays instead of half days?
I like them better because they're more often, so it really gives teachers a lot of time to work and collaborate together. When we had the half days, it seems like it took forever to get to them, and then students wouldn't show up the day of school anyhow, so it was a waste of a day, in my opinion.
Okay, and do you think that we'll ever get half days again in the future, or do you think like short Mondays is like what stays?
Well, it all has to be negotiated, so I'm not really sure. I'm in favor of canceling winter break, midwinter break, spring break. I think school should run from the beginning of September until the end of May. You're off June, July, in August. And during that time, you do an internship or get a job or do something that may benefit you in the future.
Now we know that short Mondays are favorable to students and teachers. Reporting for Laker Update, Morgan Grantling.
Warner Brothers recently came out with a movie that shocked fans and actors alike with their take on the clown prince of crime, Joker. Here is reporter Will Bowen with more about this shocking movie.
Todd Phillips' Joker has taken America by storm, garnering $93.5 million in North America in its opening weekend and $194 million worldwide. The film currently sits at a critic score of 68% and an audience score at 89%. Fans are loving this new adaptation of Joker, and many say that the reason is for Joaquin Phoenix's performance.
I thought it was really, really good. I've actually never seen any of his work before. This is the first time I've ever seen any film by him or anything. But I think he did really, really good. He obviously lost a ton of weight for the role, and I think that's pretty crazy to do. It just shows how dedicated he was for the role.
Dude, he just crashed his Tesla into a hospital truck a couple of days ago. Definitely, I feel that his performance. I remember hearing that for him to unlock the method of his madness, he literally broke himself, and you can see that in the movie with how he distorts his body in some scenes.
There was a little bit to debate on with his performance, but overall he did convey Joker in a new way that Heath Ledger did back in 2008.
Him alone deserves an Oscar for his performance, and I think the film itself, it was amazingly done. So yeah, I think it deserves an Oscar.
The origins of the Joker has always remained a mystery, and this has led to many different interpretations of the character, the most notable being Heath Ledger's interpretation in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight.
And I thought my jokes were bad.
This interpretation of the Joker offers multiple origin stories to each character that he introduces himself to.
Well, you look nervous. Is it the scars? You want to know how I got them? You want to know how I got these scars? So I had a wife, beautiful, like you, who tells me I worry too much, who tells me I ought to smile more. My father was a drinker and a fiend. And one night, he goes off crazier than usual.
The widespread popularity and acclaim for Heath Ledger's interpretation has left a standard for how to approach the Joker. So when 2019's Joker revealed that it would have an origin story, many fans were understandably concerned for how this adaptation would play out.
I mean, technically in the film, it really was a mystery. Without giving away spoilers, I mean, it technically still is a mystery of his origins. So I guess, yeah, I like the mystery behind his origin. So yeah, I think it should stay an mystery.
I thought it was really good because no one really knows what the Joker's backstory is, and it sheds new light on the character.
Personally, to me, it's better than Heath Ledger, just because it's unlocking the madness, but it's containing it in the movie, and it's containing it in a universe that you're intrigued in, so you're constantly wanting to revisit the movie. Because I know that I did, rather than with Heath Ledger, where you strictly are in a Batman movie and it's too much action and it's too much left and right. It's all in the psyche of Joker.
It's kind of hard to say because everybody's going to obviously say Heath Ledger is the best. No one's going to say Jared Leto was the best. But I mean, I don't really think there is a best Joker because everybody has their own adaptation of Joker. I mean, Joaquin is way different from Heath Ledger's Joker. It's the same thing with Jared Leto. I mean, he plays a completely different type of Joker. So I can't really say that there is a best Joker.
Comic book films have the standard of being released under the PG-13 rating, but with new adaptations such as Deadpool and Logan, they have shined a light on the more adult side of the characters, releasing them under the R rating. Todd Phillips decided to take this approach with his new Joker movie, making it R-rated, but some news organizations have said that this film even surpasses the R rating.
Yeah, I think it deserved its R rating, but it wasn't excessive. It wasn't like one of those R-rated movies that just like abused the fact that it's R-rated, but it used the R rating as a way to actually portray what they wanted to. I think it's the same thing with Jared Leto's Joker. Like, they wouldn't allow him to do enough because it couldn't be R-rated. So I think Joaquin was able to do what he needed to do for a Joker with the R rating.
I feel like it deserved its R rating just because it's not a horror film, but it's a psychological horror film, and that's why I love it. It plays with your head. It makes you pick the side of the villain, even though you know that, you know, in a real life perspective, you'd be like, oh, this guy's not right. This guy's off the rocks or whatever. But like, yeah, I feel like it deserved it just because it's dark, man. It's grim. It's like standing outside with gray clouds and like seeing roadkill. It's grim, but it's not, you know, it's not gory, but it deserved it.
Leading up to the opening weekend of The Joker, there have been multiple frightening possible mass shooting reports. An alarming notice was sent out by military officials at Fort Sills Army Base in Oklahoma based on FBI intelligence of disturbed and very specific chatter on the dark web. With all this talk of Joker-related shootings, many news organizations have been referring to the Aurora shooting as past Joker-inflicted violence. The Aurora shooting resulted with the death of 12 people and over 70 more people being injured by James Holmes during a 2012 screening of The Dark Knight Rises. It has been proven that the attackers' actions were not provoked by the Joker. George Brochler, the Colorado District Attorney who prosecuted Holmes, has been on record stating that, quote, "it never happened," and insists that the New York Police Commissioner Ray Kelly is the source of this rumor. Brochler and other Colorado officials have attempted to clarify this for years, but the story still persists that this was Joker-inflicted violence. As of now, there have been no shootings at screenings of Joker. But how has this fear impacted the audience?
I never felt unsafe, but there were some moments there it's just like it got really tense, and it was relatively like uncomfortable at some moments, but not uncomfortable that it was bad.
No, if anything, I felt at home. I feel like if it falls into the wrong hands, just like with any art media, you know, anything falls into the wrong hands, someone's gonna have a push towards it. Same thing with like metal music or rap music, but I feel like when it comes to everyday people in the media that comes in contact with them with this film, I feel like it shouldn't make a negative impact on society. I feel like if anything, this should lighten people to realize that, you know, you can become the Joker, but you shouldn't. You know, I feel like everybody should strive to be like Bruce Wayne.
Regardless of how you may feel about the film, Todd Phillips' unique Joker adaptation alongside Joaquin Phoenix's breathtaking performance demands to be seen on the big screen. But most importantly, don't forget to smile.
Next week, there's a change in our schedule to make up for a missed odd day. Monday will now be an odd day, which means there will be no marathon day next week. Make sure you bring all of your odd day materials. If you have any questions, make sure to ask your teachers.
If you're looking for community service hours, the perfect opportunity is coming up. Student Leadership is hosting Trunk or Treat. It takes place October 29th from 5:30 to 6:30. Fill out the form in your student Gmail. For questions, please contact Ms. Zapetis in room 300.
There will be a quick Skills USA meeting during A-Lunch today. If you need a pass, please see Mrs. Williamson in room 511. Attendance is mandatory. Also, Trivia Club is having a meeting today, after school in Mr. Toy's room 607. Stay with us.
We will be right back after the break.
Come join us for our annual Trunk or Treat held on Tuesday, October 29th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. in the West Bloomfield High School South parking lot. All proceeds will be donated to Adopt a Family and Allegiance for the Great Lakes.
Fall is definitely here with the weather we've been having.
It sure is. Here's Melanie Secura with the weather. Good morning, Lakers. Today's current conditions are at 46 degrees with a dew point of 37 degrees, humidity at 71%, and winds from the northwest at 7 miles per hour. Today's highest is at 53, low of 44. Average temperatures are at 56 with a lowest of 37. Record from 1963 as its highest 81 degrees and 1981 as its lowest 22 degrees. Thursday and Friday, we're going to be partly cloudy between the 50s. Saturday through Sunday, it's going to be kind of rainy with 53 as our highest on Saturday and 50 as our highest on Sunday. Monday, we're going to be partially cloudy as well at 54 degrees. Back to you.
Our sports teams this year have been amazing.
They have been. Here's Logan Petz with Sports Today.
Thanks, Amara and AJ. Now, here today are your sports. Boys freshman football will play against Catholic Central at 4:30 at home. Then, girls JV volleyball will play against Ferndale at 6 at home. And finally, boys JV football will also play Catholic Central at 6:30 at home. Back to you in the studio.
Now please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for watching Laker Update.
You can connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and LakerUpdate.com, as well as WBSpectrum.com.
Have a great day, Lakers.